Is required 245 to win this first one-day international. Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Haynes, as they've done for so long for the West Indies, are out there opening the innings for them. And it will be Bruce Reid having his first match of the tour. So here he is with the first ball of the innings. Gordon Greenidge has been in the West Indies team since 1974-75. That was on the tour of India. Played first against Australia in 75-76. That was his first match, in fact, the first match that West Indies ever played in a one-day international against Australia at Adelaide. And here he is back in 1991, still playing.
We saw a few fumbles in the field with the West Indians, but whilst we saw a fumble there with the War brothers sort of backing each other up, no run was taken.
Desmond Haynes came into the West Indies team with a bang, you might say, back in 1978 at the Antigua Recreation Ground in St John's against Bobby Simpson's Australians. Scored 148 in his debut innings for the West Indies, and of course in one-day internationals. Hasn't looked back since. He and Gordon Greenidge have been the consistent West Indies opening batsman ever since then. He's got it through and timed it beautifully for 4. Lovely shot. Just over the head of mid-wicket, it'll go for 4. And perhaps a deliberate shot by Haynes, picking that ball up off his toes and lifting it over mid-wicket for 4.
66 matches for Australia in limited over internationals, Craig McDermott. He's taken 90-odd wickets, 91 wickets in fact. A pretty healthy average in the high 20s.
That's more like the Gordon Greenidge we know. Beat that ball, Gordon.
He really did give that something. But there are 18,000 people around this ground who think it did. Beautifully caught. Gee, that was a good catch. For a moment I thought Healy was going away to his left, and he just looked to have lost sight of it and came back and grabbed it one hand.
It was an excellent catch because it was heading down. It was never all that high off the ground at any stage, but it was heading down, which makes it even more difficult. Haynes, I think, attempting to run the ball away to third man. Well taken, Ian Healy. So first success there to Craig McDermott. It's 1 for 33.
Richie Richardson from the Leeward Islands. He's age 29. He's played 130 one-day internationals for the West Indies. So 127 innings, scored nearly 4,000 runs. Also at a very healthy average of 35.
And that's the effect they have. That's the over. It's 1 for 46.
West Indies 2 for 48.
Steve Waugh, the man to do the damage. Very good ball indeed. Straight in line with the stumps. Right through the gap.
Hooper, the new batsman with the West Indies at 2 for 48. A bit of frustration there for Michael Whitney. Quite a good delivery, just a very full length. Squeezed out by Richie Richardson between Ian Healy and Alan Border. Slower ball, treated with a little bit of disdain there. Steve Waugh just trying for a change of pace. The crowd certainly enjoyed the change of pace. Just brought 4 runs to Richie Richardson.
A slower ball from Steve Waugh, but a little bit too much up to Richie Richardson.
Steve Waugh is the bowler. Oh, must be close. Steve Waugh has broken through again. A great wicket for the Australians. Just a gentle little turn of the bat and not much movement of the feet from Carl Hooper. And he is gone. It's 3 for 68. "38 years of age. Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards made his debut back in 1975 and is a master."
It's high in the air. Didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted, but will get 4 nevertheless.
This is just what the Australians don't want. They don't want a rampant Viv Richards out there who's picking the slower ball quite easily.
That's gone. That's a big one. That's the first 6 of the match.
It's 3 for 93.
So Peter Taylor, the off spinner, coming on at a crucial stage of the innings.
Oh, bowl him. And there'll be some frowns around the ground now. If I might venture the opinion, that was needless from Vivian because he was playing so well. But Peter Taylor, on this tour so far, has knocked over Richie Richardson twice and now Vivian Richards.
And they had every right to be delighted at that dismissal, and so does he.
It's 4 for 95.
New batsman is Gus Logie. The West Indies are 4 for 95. This is the 27th over. They've just lost their captain, Viv Richards.
One of my favourite cricketers, Gus Logie. And that is one of the reasons why. Doesn't matter if it's the first ball or the 100th ball he faces, he's prepared to give it a dash.
And here's the dismissal that sent a groan all around Kingston. Richards right across the line, bowled by Peter Taylor. A crucial dismissal. Waugh is coming on to replace Waugh. It's marked for Steve.
Shot. Great shot.
You wouldn't want it straighter than that. Any straighter and it would have been non-productive. It would have hit the stumps.
Just wide of border. And that'll bring up the 50 partnership between Logie and Richardson.
A few more shots like that and those worried faces should have a smile on them in a short time.
Got 2 more there. Reid was going for the Yorker. We've seen Gus Logie do this so often, come in the middle of the order and transform things for the West Indies. It's 4 for 161, 45 to Richardson, 44 to Logie. Logie has been the one to provide the impetus. 84 to win now. There's a few less now. 80 to win and just over 7 per over needed.
You can feel the tension sort of mounting on the Australians at the moment.
That is a brilliant stroke. Richie Richardson has carved that away over extra cover.
Richie Richardson looking very much like Viv Richards as he played that shot. Mark Waugh, certainly the man under pressure. He's got to try and cut this run scoring down.
Take the single there. 4 for 172 and 50 by Gus Logie. What an innings, what a magnificent innings from the little man.
Very cheeky player, very competent player, and he's really got the West Indies running well towards their target now.
And that's 50 for Richie Richardson. Well run by Logie.
The thing that Australia really needs is a wicket or two to try and slow this momentum of the West Indies down.
There's a man out there, Steve Waugh, and he has done precisely that. Exactly what was needed, nominated by Greg Chappell, and Steve Waugh was looking into the sun. He moved, I suppose, in slightly gingerly fashion towards it, but kept his head, and more important, kept the peak of his cap down over his eyes. And Gus Logie has gone. What a brilliant knock.
There he goes, magnificent innings. 65 to Gus Logie, 5 for 190 the West Indies.
New batsman is Malcolm Marshall. Oh, bad luck. That is terrible luck for the West Indians, but it is marvellous luck for the Australians. Peter Taylor, who did tremendously well to get across to get a fingertip to the ball, has then had it ricochet onto the stumps.
And a fantastic break there for the Australians, the wicket that they really needed to follow on the dismissal of Gus Logie. They really need to keep taking wickets. 6 for 191.
47 runs required from 42 balls to be faced. So it's a tight go. 4 wickets in hand, but these two top-class batsmen. McDermott. Well, that's Richie Richardson's answer. Jones. He's got it. He's got it. Clung onto it out in the outfield. Richie Richardson has gone, determined to carry the attack to McDermott, so that bowling change has worked.
A very important breakthrough for Australia. Richie Richardson, a fine innings of 64, 7 for 206.
The new batsman is Tony Gray. A lot of pressure. This is McDermott to bowl, Dujon to take strike. 7 for 206. Border has got Dujon. What a series of dramatic things. And Border's 100th catch in limited overs cricket, the first player ever to achieve that, and a magic moment for him.
Craig McDermott now on the hat-trick.
Survives that, and that's the last ball of McDermott's over. A terrific over for the Australians. McDermott 3 for 34. LBW is given. Curtly Ambrose gone. Curtly waves his bat. He's not saying goodbye. He's saying, I think I gave it a bit of an edge. Peter Taylor has taken another wicket, and it's 9 for 207.
Coming in to join Tony Gray. They're having a bit of a chat about the task that they've got in hand. It's a very stiff one at that. Alan Border now much more confident. He knows that the game is pretty well in their keeping, provided they don't panic.
And a big shout there from Craig McDermott, and Ian Healy going up with him. So the Australians have won the first one-day international here at Sabina Park.